Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling something that, on the surface, it might seem almost, well, too simple. We're talking about essential English verbs.
Right, just verbs.
Exactly. But I think you'll find, like I did, that sometimes the biggest insights, they're hiding just beneath the stuff we think we already know. Our mission, like always, is to give you that shortcut, that way to get really well informed by looking at the surprising power in these, well, fundamental ideas. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here, I think, is that our source material for this deep dive, it's a really specific list. Just 40 verbs. Each one's got its core idea and example. Sounds basic, doesn't it?
Totally. Elementary school stuff almost.
But getting the leverage these words give you, that's absolutely key. It unlocks so much information, so much communication in English. They really are the bedrock. Doesn't matter how complex the topic gets later.
Absolutely. So our mission today is to really dig into this list, the seemingly simple list, and see the structure they represent. We want to show how these verbs don't just form the building blocks, but how getting a real grip on them can seriously boost your understanding and honestly make your own communication, well, stronger. Just 40 words. Could that really be the secret handshake? Let's find out. Verbs of movement and presence, how we navigate the world.
Okay, so let's kick things off with verbs that basically define how we interact with space and time. You know, how we physically move around. Think about verbs like arrive and leave. They're not just about direction, are they? They're fundamental to planning, to describing the whole rhythm of our day. You know, that feeling of arriving somewhere or needing to leave on time.
Yeah, and if we connect this to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
these verbs, they're like the core grammar for human activity, for logistics.
Yeah.
Think about a global supply chain, right? Every package arrives somewhere, it leaves somewhere else, it moves through customs.
Or even in project management, a task moves forward, or maybe it falls behind schedule. It's not just physical movement. It's the bedrock for describing any kind of process, really.
That's a really good point. And it's not just getting from A to B either. We use verbs for how we handle objects or how we move with, like, a specific purpose. You carry something that's physical support, transport.
Right. Yeah.
You bring something, implying you're taking it with you. We move, like changing position or even moving house. We push something, initiating movement away. The opposite, pull, is sort of implied in opening doors, drawers. And then there's just the raw energy in verbs like run or jump or even, unexpectedly fall. Just take a second. Think about it. How many things you do in a day involve these core actions?
Loads.
Yeah, they're absolutely woven into just existing day to day. 2 verbs of creation, change, and action, making things happen.
So moving on from, well, movement, let's dive into verbs about making things or changing things. These are the verbs of agency,
Right.
transformation.
Doing stuff.
Exactly. Like make. It's so fundamental because it's not just, making a cake, a physical thing. It goes way beyond that. We make decisions. We make a difference. We make up after an argument. It's about generating something new. It could be tangible. It could be totally abstract.
Yeah. When you look at verbs like make or maybe fix, it really hits home how much they're about our ability to, well, do things, to shape our world. We change things, not just clothes, but our minds, right, our plans. And fix, that's problem solving, boiled down to one word.
Yeah.
Then you have grow, which is all about progression, a plant, a company, a skill.
Natural progression or intended growth.
Exactly. And those basic interactions with the world, open and close, seem simple, but think about it. Access, opportunity, or, shutting something down, finality.
And this raises an important question, doesn't it? How do we even talk about any process, whether it's like how weather works or how to assemble something from IKEA? These verbs are absolutely essential for that. They're underneath all the instructions, all the descriptions of how things work. Even complex systems, they're kind of like the gears making the language machine turn when you describe action or change. Cause and effect, basically. 3, verbs of interaction, perception, and emotion, connecting with the world and others.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. How about how we engage with other people and our own internal states? Social interaction, right? Huge part of being human.
Crucial.
Think about a phone call, but also calling someone's name, a call to action, calling for help. And meet could be the first time, could be a regular coffee, could be meeting a deadline or expectations. These define our social links.
And what's striking here, I think, is how vital these verbs are for describing social stuff, emotions, fun, the core human experience stuff, give and help. That's the basis of helping each other out, cooperation.
Right.
Then you've got dance, laugh, play. These are pure joy and expression, often shared. They're the words for connection, for having fun together.
Totally. And beyond the external stuff, there are the verbs for, like, perception. What's going on inside? Feel, for instance. That's the gateway, isn't it? To everything from I feel cold to I feel happy. It's our internal barometer.
Absolutely.
Look, okay, primary vision, but also looking for things, looking after people. It stretches.
It does.
Like expressing preference, enjoyment, even affection. Basic, but so common.
Constantly used.
And read. It's not just scanning words on a page, is it? It's how we get knowledge, understand ideas, connect with people far away or long gone.
You're absolutely right. These verbs, they really form the basis for expressing ourselves and for understanding where other people are coming from, their experiences, how we talk about our inner world and figure out the outer one, and really importantly, how we share those worlds with each other. 4F. Verbs of acquisition, memory, and circumstance. What we get, lose, or encounter.
Okay, let's try and round this out now. Let's look at verbs about getting things, losing things, and just, the random stuff that happens.
And stuff of life verbs?
Yeah, kind of. Like buy, super common economic action, underpins so much of modern life. Choose, that's pure agency, isn't it? Deciding, picking one thing over others.
Power choice.
Then the classic pair, find, and its annoying twin, lose.
Yeah.
Seriously, how many times a day do we use those? Or think them?
It's pretty amazing how often these verbs define our relationship with, well, stuff. And information, too. And how we deal with memory or finding things out. That means holding on to something, possession. But also persistence, right? Keep going.
Good point.
And that universal human thing, forget. Happens to us all.
Tell me about it.
And then, maybe the most basic life activity, eat.
Can't forget that one.
These verbs really help us navigate the world of things, ideas, and how we interact with them all.
And what about the verb for just stuff occurring? Happen.
Ah, yes.
It's so broad, what happened, but so essential. You can't describe events without it, really.
Covers everything.
And then maybe hope, that feeling of wanting something good, desire, looking forward.
Yeah. Aspiration, essential for planning, for resilience, just getting through tough times sometimes.
Yeah.
It's truly remarkable when you stop and think. These verbs, they seem so simple, but they have this incredible power to describe almost any event, any wish, from the totally mundane to the really profound. They let us structure how we understand cause, effect, what we want, everything. Outro.
So, okay, what does this all mean for you listening? Our deep dive into these 40 verbs, I think it shows that even though they look simple, they are incredibly potent, really powerful. They're not just the bedrock of English communication. They're the high leverage points. Nailing these down gives you a massive shortcut to being truly well-informed in pretty much any situation because you're getting the action, the core meaning behind any message.
That's absolutely true. That ability to just instinctively get it and use these core verbs, it unlocks understanding of much more complex ideas later on.
Yeah.
But you're grasping the basic relationships, who did what to whom, what caused what. I'd really encourage you, just pay attention for a day. Notice how often these verbs pop up in everything you read, everything you hear. You'll quickly see their disproportionate power, their essential nature. It proves itself again and again.
Yeah, definitely. And that leads us to our final thought for you to maybe chew on a bit. If just 40 simple verbs can map out so much of human experience, moving, making, interacting, feeling, getting, losing, what other basic things in any field might be the hidden keys? How can looking really closely at the fundamentals give you that surprising, powerful edge when you're trying to learn anything new? Something to think about until next time on The Deep Dive.